Hello, in this video I'll be talking about how to build and manage your organisation's brand. I'll explore what a brand is, why reputation matters, how to keep your communication materials and the language that you use consistent, and what steps you can take when a brand goes off track. Now you can see on this slide examples of lots of different brands, and I'm sure they're all quite recognisable or instantly recognisable to many of you. A brand is more than a logo and a name. It's a feature, the term, the design, the symbol that tells the audience who you are, what you do, and why you're different, what you stand for. It identifies your organization's goods or services, and it sets you apart from competitors. It will spark an instant recognition and recall. And I'm sure if you look at some of these brands on this slide, you know exactly who they are, what they do, and what relationship you might want or might not want with some of them. So we're talking about brand reputation. Having a strong brand reputation, it gets people's attention and it earns their confidence. When someone sees your brand, they immediately form expectations about their experience, what they're going to experience from you. So recognition, the audiences know that it's you before they even read a word of what you've written. They trust you. Consistent delivery builds credibility with your audiences over time. Belonging. Your brand can create a sense of community and togetherness. And expectation. Your brand is setting clear signals about quality, tone, and values, and what people can expect when they engage with your brand. So I'm going to talk a little bit here about the journey that we made when we rebranded. In June 2020, we renamed ourselves. We moved from being World Confederation for Physical Therapy to World Physiotherapy. So why did we do that? Why did we make that change? We wanted something that was simpler, that was more modern and more professional, something that reflected what the organisation had become over a series of years. So we carried out focus groups, and we conducted a survey with our member organisations to get feedback about the new name and also about the brand. We came up with a logo design, something that was bright and dynamic and that embodied our vision and our values. And you can see our brand here on this slide. So we rolled out the main brand, the World Physiotherapy brand. We then developed sub-brands for our regions, for our member organisations, and for our specialty groups. And on this slide, you can see the logos that we developed for each of our regions. We also developed brand guidelines so that our member organisations knew how to apply the new logo and make sure that it was being used correctly on websites, on slides, publications, and on digital media. So here on this slide, you can see the examples of the logos that we produce for our member organisations, our specialty groups and networks. Now here's some examples of how we've brought the new brand to life for Congress and for World PT Day. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the logo that or the brand that we've developed for Guadalajara, our Congress in 2027. And on the right-hand side is the World PT Day logo. On this slide, you can see examples of how the brand has been implemented, the World PT Day brand has been implemented for 2025. So these are all examples of graphics that we've produced in English and in French and in Spanish. But you can see that they come from the same family, they come from the same organization, and they're delivering the same message. And here are examples of social media graphics and on-site signage, and some of the publications that we produced for our Congress in Tokyo in 2025. And again, you can see here that all of these materials come from the same organization, from the same brand. The colors, the language, the graphics, everything tells you this is coming from World Physiotherapy. And it's also setting a clear expectation about what you can expect to get when you come to this particular event. On this slide, I've used some examples to show you how we're evolving the promotional materials for our Congress in Guadalajara in 2027. So on the right-hand side, you can see we've used the logo and we've then surrounded it with lively and vibrant images to give people a sense of what Mexico will be like, what their experience could be like in Mexico. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see how we're starting to evolve. We're starting to use a graphic, um, uh, a graphic um, um, character on the materials to make it more engaging, so that people will see that every piece that we produce links back to World Physiotherapy. So we're building authority, we're building trust, and we're making sure that people know what to expect when they join a webinar, when they attend an event, when they read a publication, when they see our posts on social media. So I've talked a lot about brand management and developing a strong brand, but sometimes things do go wrong. So on this slide, I've included a couple of examples of situations where there has been an incorrect use of the World Physiotherapy logo. So the flyer on the left uses the World Physiotherapy logo, and this implies that World Physiotherapy has been involved in developing and delivering the event. That's not the case. So what I did in this situation is I contacted the organisers of this particular event to advise them that the incorrect logo had been used. I provided them with the correct logo, sent them the guidelines, and encouraged them to check with me in future if they were going to be using the World Physiotherapy logo. On the right hand side, you can see this is a similar situation. So here a certificate has been produced, and I'm slightly obscuring the Will Physiotherapy logo on this one, but a certificate has been produced, and what the people who've produced the certificate have done is they've created their own version of the World Physiotherapy logo. So they haven't actually used the World Physiotherapy logo. They have adapted it and created a totally different version, which does not exist as far as World Physiotherapy is concerned. So somebody's gone to a lot of trouble to create a logo that doesn't exist. Now this is misleading and it's confusing. And using an incorrect logo on a certificate can cause real difficulties and issues around authenticity. So in this situation, what do we do? I contacted the member organisation to confirm that we, World Physiotherapy, had not issued the certificate. We provided the correct logo and we provided the guidelines to the member organisation and advised them why it's important to use the correct logo. So there are two examples there of where the incorrect logo has been used and what I did to actually remedy the situation. And that's something that I do on quite a regular basis because I see the World Physiotherapy logo used incorrectly in presentations, in photos, on publications, in lots of different ways. So a large part of my job is actually contacting people and asking them to stop using one logo and to start using the correct logo. So in summary, brand reputation shapes how people see you, how they trust you, and whether they feel that they belong. It sets you apart and it asserts your expertise and it creates a sense of community. In future videos, I'll be looking at campaigns and how to plan, launch, and measure high impact initiatives. And I'd also remind you to watch the video interviews that I've recorded with Ariane and Mirjana to get some real world insights on building engagement. Thank you.